Peter 2, 21, 22, and we'll try to get through 23. This is kind of a nice little section here. Eis tuta gar ekleithete hati kai charistos epathen huper humon humin hupolip panon hupogramon hina epakaluthesete tois iknesen autu has harmatian uk epoiesen ode chorethe dolas en to stomati autu has loidorumenas uk ante loidore pascon uk e pele peredidu de to crenanti de kaios. All right, let's do the translation. This is a fantastic passage, one of my favorites. And as we do, I'll draw in the yellow. Okay. All right, here we go. For and to this, for and to this, or for this reason, you are called, because also, or indeed, Christ suffered upon you all, or for you, or on your behalf. Okay, now look at this. This is pretty interesting. Pick up the participle leaving behind for you all an example, so that you might you might follow in his iknesen, in his steps. Okay, so that I'm sorry, that's a subjunctive there. In order that you should follow in his steps. Okay. Let me just go ahead and do all the translations, and then we'll do the verbs all together. 22. Who, Christ? It's referring back. It's referring back to Christ in the previous verse. Sorry, let me get this where we can work with it. Sorry about that. Who did not commit sin? Okay, so there's your accusative. Who did not commit sin, your direct object, neither was found guile in his mouth, or deceit. Okay, 23. Now this little phrase is a little tricky. If we do this like a concessive, we could translate it, although he was repeatedly being reviled, picking up that passive, he was not reviling in return. Another way you could translate this, who, pick up the has, who, while being reviled, is a temporal, he was not reviling in return. Okay? And then we pick up the next explanation, that while suffering, do it temporally, he was not threatening. And he was delivering himself, going after that, the imperfect was delivering himself. Michael says to them, or delivering them, to the one who judges righteously. Okay, so you can look at several translations on that, but let's go back through while I still have time to hit these verbs on this video. So let's begin with kaleo. That's a great passage. You'll have some this would be great. It makes a great sermon as well. Okay, so 221, let me get my notes together here. All right. Kaleo, change my pen. We're looking at eklethete. Right here, eklethete is from kaleo. So we take that stem, take off the omega, and we're going to add an augment right there. And then this stem, let me just bring this over here because the stem is going to change. This is a second aorist, and the stem changes to clay, okay? And then you add the, did it again, then you add put in the theta eta participle, or the passive marker, and then the personal ending. All right, the next one is Pasco. Now kaleo, or ekalethete, was it's an aorist passive right there. Okay, so epithen is from Pasco, to suffer, from the Paschal lamb, right? So we want to come in here and we're going to add, well, this is going to be a stem change too, so that's why I didn't write it out. So you have an epsilon, and if you look at your, let's see, it'd be your third principal part, you're going to see that the stem is path, okay, which is what you have here, and then you, second aorist stem, then you add the epsilon new ending. Okay, the next verb is hupolempanon. Hupolempanon, well, that's pretty straightforward. It's participle. You have present active participle, nominal, masculine, singular, and it's just pretty straightforward on that, and you shouldn't have any problems with that. Epoesen. Let's see, am I down to the next one? Okay, skipped one, didn't I? All right, here we have epikaluthesete is an aorist subjunctive, second person plural, and it's got all the classic parts to it there. So we're going to use, that is not an augment, okay? That is part of the lexical form. So I'm going to change that so that does not confuse you. That is part of the lexical form. All right, so you have epikalutheo, so we have a contract verb. So we're going to take off that omega and see what we get here. So aluthe, when you combine that with this sigma, eta, tau, epsilon, sethe, now you got that thing, you got that epsilon coming together with that sigma, and it's going to lengthen, okay? So when we get out of the present perfect, when you have those contract vowels, they just simply lengthen, okay? So we would take this, and I'm going to put that, change that to an eta, and everything else is copacetic. You just get that ending on there. Should be straightforward for you. If you can read my writing. All right, 2'22-23a, epoesen is an aorist active indicative, and we come in here, we're going to put in the augment, epoio, and then we're going to take off that omega, and we have this, we have the vowel lengthening again, same phenomenon as we just saw. So let's just go ahead and lengthen that vowel right there, and add on the ending sigma, epsilon, nu. Okay, epoesen. Okay, next one is heurethe, heurisco. It's an aorist passive indicative, third singular. So you have, I didn't write this one out because we have a stem change here. You have your urethe, okay, urethe, and we're going to, well, that's it. The ending is null on that. If you go look at your charts and they have that little blank on there like that, it means no ending. So there is your aorist passive. Pretty straightforward there. Let's see, Eurisco. Oh yeah, the ISC stems do change, and so you can go find this stem by looking in the principal parts. All right, let's go to 23. Get that up a little bit. Okay, loidoreo. You basically have the present passive participle, and you're just going to add those endings right on there. And then we have ante loidore. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to start the next video right here because we're almost out of time. So we'll pick up on this ante loidoreo on the next video.